if we can preserve them. And there are so many things in the West, in America and in Asia, that if we reject them, it will keep us small. We have to embrace them. So the white man has done well, and I always articulate that, because he has spread his ideas across the world, by whatever means you call it, right?
Yeah.
The African also, nothing stops him from deciding to spread his own ideas in the world. So there's a food in the West, where I come from in Nigeria, called amala. Amala can be consumed by anybody, anywhere in the world. We just need to brand it, package it, push it to the world, and it will be eaten. Kenke can be consumed by a Frenchman.
Yeah.
It can be consumed. Nobody was born to eat pizza. We don't know the meaning of pizza. It's the way it was branded, sold to us, came to our reality, we consumed it, we didn't die, we enjoyed it. I mean, beer, a lot of what we call alcohol is bitter. I don't know if you have noticed.
True, it is.
Part of why I could not drink alcohol and I consumed worse things. I mean, I've tasted everything from chewing gum to cocaine. But I couldn't take alcohol because it wasn't just sweet. And I couldn't convince myself that I'm tasting something sweet. But everybody drinking beer, we'll have to give them that first acceptance.
And
to
acquire
say,
the
this is
taste.
fantastic, right? So we can accept anything. It's the way it is presented, the way it is sold, right? So I want to challenge African entrepreneurs and innovators to begin to consider how ideas can move beyond the limits of the geography that it originates from and rent a space in the heads of people across the globe and get them to begin to consume that and sending purchasing powers our way. I think one of the biggest things I have learned I have heard in this room today, and has given me so much hope, is what my brother have said. The commitment that we can go beyond our known experiences and challenge that by seeking value in other environments and geographies that transcends our own thinking. Somebody asked me in America, what are you doing in America, you know? Why don't you stay in your country? I said, what is Bill Gates doing in Africa? Why did he stay in his own country?
Yes.
It's about the movement of ideas. We are done with relocation, we are penetrating. True. It's about the penetration of ideas. We are taking ideas from Lagos and we are considering how we can see those ideas in as many nations as possible and bring that purchasing power and its value represent back to our country. That is the way we have to think, and is the greatest experience we can offer the world. African ideas created in Africa, branded for the world, penetrated into the global cities, and superimposed into those environments for them to consume and send purchasing powers our way. That is the way we are going to change. That is the way France has grown, America has grown, every country in the world has grown. Brand ideas, send them across the world, and force the people in the world to send purchasing power in the direction of that idea.
Thank
right?
you.
We can do that, and we are doing it, you know, and we can do much more.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes. What he has just said, no, I just want to, you know, say something very, very spectacular about what he said so that we can get the whole point of it. He has talked about our tenacity. As Africans, we have tenacity, but we have to place it rightly. You know, we hold on to what we should let go of and let go of what we should hold on to. All right, so we have to be tenacious. Our time is actually up, so we need to round up. I want you to just say one thing, okay? One thing. Yes, one thing. We're talking about what.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. I'll put your time. I'm going to
Yes,
put from
1
what,
minute. Yeah.
Mr. Shorian said. Perception is very important. The mind. And I'll round up with a story. 2 salesmen were sent from the US to a very remote village here in Africa to sell shoes. And when they got here, the first man who landed in the village saw men without shoes and immediately called his company and said, please send back those containers. These people don't wear shoes. I don't think this mission is going to be possible because I can't sell shoes. These guys don't wear shoes. Another company had sent their own salesman to the same village. And when he landed and saw the whole village shoes, He called his company and said, please double those containers. These guys don't have shoes. Now, two men in the same place, same time, same people, right? Same village, two different perceptions.
Perception.
Right?
Perception.
So that's very important. What do you see? Do you see the challenge or do you see the solutions? For us in this room, we are together here today because we see the solutions. We are change agents. In my Facebook page, I always write, I signed off with a hashtag, Change Agents 101. That's what I call myself. And I always say, let's change the narrative.
Thank you,
So
thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much, Barrister. So we have perception. Please, okay.
I would like to emphasize on character.
Okay.
Character is a very important component in trying to advance our economic fortune. I think, like PK said, it won't be handed down to you. Nothing stops me from sending 50 emails to a certain important office about my intention or what I want to achieve. I don't know why, even as young people, we think it should be handed down to us. You find a young boy, he's chased a particular girl for 5 years, but 2 years in his business, he's chasing a dream. He thinks it's too much time, you know. So we feel it should happen now. We feel the change should happen now. But it borders on character. Once we have a very strong conviction, you don't give up. The tenacity is there. You give a good account of yourself. A lot of time, people have actually reached out to me and say, "You seem to have quite a lot of traction." I said, I don't go anywhere. My character takes me where.
Good.
Because when I'm given an assignment, I'm not worried about the fact that I'm a CEO. I'm very hands-on. I fold my sleeves, no ego, give a good account of myself. Even some of the least assignments I've had in the UAE is based on the character I've shown, because I feel like it's an opportunity for me to show myself, because it's an opportunity where the assignment is small and it gives me the leverage to be able to execute and execute well. But that execution sells something. Somebody who is result-oriented doesn't stop till the job is done. So I think as Africans, once we embrace this character conversation, to show that we really want this to happen, once we show that we build confidence, it gives comfort, and then once these two key points are established, it translates into several things. Right. Let's show that, yes, we want Africa to develop. When investors come here and they give us assignments, let's show that, yes, we are ready. Let the emails, government agencies will keep with their responses. Let's show that, yes, we want this change that we are talking about to happen. So I would want to add, like I just said, character is very key in doing what we want to do. It's a new Africa. It should start with a bold character. The way we introduce ourselves to change, we should be very confident, and then we see the changes that we want to see. Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right, Alhaji Rashid.
Character conversation, in my view, swiftly followed by relationship and friendship. I think it's very key too. In this hall, we are representing our country from different places. If not because of this program, we may not have met the way we are meeting right now here. So let's build relationship. Let's exchange ideas. Let's talk to ourselves. Let's make friends. And let the conversation go even after here. We never can tell what will happen thereafter.
Thank you. So ladies and gentlemen, let us make better use of our relationship. Let's make better use of our perception. Let's make better use of our character. And let's make better use of our ability to be tenacious. Thank you very much. I hope you had gleaned enough from this panel session. I want us with a standing ovation to celebrate our panelists. Come on, you can do better. Thank you. Yeah, sorry, let's take a photograph. Group photograph.
I think we need a woman.
A big round of applause to this panel that was here. This is rebuilding and rebranding the African way. So we're just going to allow room for 3 questions and we move on to the next panel. Just 3 questions. So if it's directed to any of our panelists, you can also just mention their names. If the ushers can kindly get the microphones, just in case. Question? Okay. Comment.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone.
Afternoon.
I'm actually going to direct this question to PK.
PK.
Yes, please.
Okay.
So,
PK. The question is directed at me.
it's okay, it's okay.
What is the question, man?
Okay, so in your speech, you said that you're particular about entrepreneurs, and like I was discussing with my friend here, and we were just talking about how we come for symposiums, we come for events like this, and we've said so much. We've said things that should eradicate some of the ills in Africa and in our society at large. But we go back and, like he said, people don't have passion about changing the narratives. People don't have the mindset that, okay, like you talked about mentorship, people should get mentor. If I come to you to say, okay, mentor me on these aspects that I am doing, okay, maybe I work with local people to alleviate them to a level of life, and I come to you that this is what I'm doing, how will you support me? How will you support the people in the downstream? And you say, okay, do this, do this, do this, and that's the end. So how do we implement and carry up and carry on with the lower people? We are like the middle class, the high class in this hall. How do we carry the lower people along to also be people who will benefit from all that we have been discussing in this hall? Thank you very much.
Okay, I hear you. So first of all, I didn't make a case for mentoring at all. What I said is that if you function in an evil system, your chance of gaining advantage in that system is not by avoiding the system. It's by manifesting your intelligence to such a level that evil finds it inspiring enough to defer to it. In other words, I'm asking you to mentor evil as opposed to avoiding it. So that is the case that I made, right? And again, we don't need a bunch of keys to open a door. How many keys do we need? The one key. I don't belong to that school of thought that anybody should be helped in the way we talk about help, right? The idea that we have to help people rise, help people do it. Nobody did that for me, right? I spent 12 years in the university studying a 4-year course. Nobody helped me, right? I've not enjoyed that kind of idea. So for me as a person, even though I have thousands of people across the globe that I offer mentoring, but no part of it was me saying, I want to mentor anybody. It is me being ready for anyone who is ready for change, right? I don't have energy for distraction. I'm not going to go and offer unsolicited help. I don't do it, right? I don't put myself out like that. You can't disrespect me. You can't waste my time, right? Because I don't put myself in such a position where you can just have my value for available for your interests or your whims and fancies or just to encourage your nuances, right? So I work very hard every day to put myself where I am, and I'm only committed to individuals, communities, groups, ideas that are willing themselves to go out of their way to create something. And this is what I say. The people who have not done anything, they will find mentors. It won't be me. I am focused on doers, people that are doing something. All of us cannot be available for everybody. So I don't position myself for people who have not yet, they can't even understand what I'm saying. The kind of things I say, the kind of solutions I bring, if I've met those people 20 years ago, I would have been able to help them. Because the things I was saying at that time can work for them. But the things I understand now and the strength of my focus now are for doers. So I'm focused on people already have one. So we are moving from 1 to infinity, not 0 to 1. Now, some other people must be responsible for 0 to 1. Don't get me wrong, but it won't be me, you see. So in Dallas, I run an incubator called Africa House. And what we do in Africa House is connecting innovators and entrepreneurs to investors. Connecting investors to innovators and entrepreneurs of African descent, right? But the bigger picture is helping them to understand the African promise and their stake in it. So, but understanding that it is the person that is well that can donate blood. So we are not just trying to help him to understand, we are helping him to take action by connecting his ideas to funding, right? But that is because that person himself has demonstrated measurable value, significant value that we can invest in. If he has not gotten there, he definitely needs help, but not ours. You see what I'm saying? So that's where I park, right? That's where I park. Again, I want to encourage everyone, to understand that, people will go out of their way to act like they really want to help you, but every human being you meet has his own agenda. And what you are looking for is not help, is alignment of agenda. There's nothing wrong in somebody said, oh, are you not afraid of being used? There's nothing I can create in this world if people don't use me. I don't mind being used. It's misuse I avoid. So use me, I also was going to use you. So you have your agenda, I have mine. Once you can find alignment of agenda, I really don't care every other thing that you are about. I will never outgrow problems. You can't discount the weight of darkness. Darkness is the constant. We shine in spite of it. So that is how we have to think, right? But I know a lot of young people are out there waiting for somebody to give them handouts and waiting for somebody to give them room. Nobody gives you what you deserve. You get what you negotiate and what you negotiate intentionally. That is what we all have to do. Thank you.
Wise words said. Another question, please. We've just got 2 more. Another question. Okay.
Good afternoon, everybody. Okay, in listening to the speakers, I want to ask this question. I brought in conclusion the 4 W's and H. I want to ask, in bringing into this program the new African, what can we do to experience this change? Where can we see this change? When can we experience? When will this change come? And why? So please, I want you to throw more light and explain how we can see this change and how can we experience this change.
Okay, Honorable Kaylin, would you like to answer that one? Okay.
I think what I would want to add, I think if I get your question clear, is what change do we want to see? When do we want to see it? We want to see it now, today, in this room. I mean, I want to see that you step up to people, take their numbers, ask what they are doing, share what you are also doing, collaborate. For the last 6 months, I haven't had any meeting if it has nothing to do with collaboration. I'm hungry. I want to move fast. I want to achieve things. So every meeting that I'm having is about collaboration, what we can do together. How do we harness the potential that we both have? What I have, what do we have? When we come together, who can we go to together with the leverage that we have? What force do we imbibe to be able to meet a certain, force elsewhere? So the change starts now. And once we start doing a mindset orientation, we should also be able to do monitoring and evaluation. Since our mindset changed, if changing, let's go back to the drawing board and assess what is affecting change. We'll be able to make progress. I think when it comes to change, it starts now, it starts with us, and this is what I want to add. I don't know if I've answered your question well. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you. All right, I think we're going to have another panel discussion, so I'm just going to end here with the questions. Apologies. Before, as they're getting ready for our lunch, we're going to have another panel discussion, just because of time constraints. So now I'm just going to call on Ambassador Dr. Eno Praise to give us a roundup of the rebuilding and rebranding of African Way. Thank you.
Please, let's put our hands together again for the last panelist we had here. Why do we like clapping very short claps? I mean, if you don't celebrate the people here, no one will celebrate you. That's what the Bible says, right? As you want others to do unto you, do unto them. So celebrate them. It's not easy sitting up here, right? Okay, so the theme of the summit, Rebranding and Rebuilding the African Way, speaks directly to the challenges and the opportunities that lies ahead. So I'm just doing a recap. It is an acknowledgement that Africa possesses immense potential, and it is our duty as leaders to harness this potential and steer our nations towards a brighter future. For far too long, Africa has been overshadowed by narratives of poverty, conflict, and underdevelopment. But today, I stand here to tell you that Africa is rising, and we are rising very fast. We are a continent of immense diversity, rich cultures, abundant resources, and most importantly, resilient people. It is time to shed the shackles of the past and embrace a new narrative, a narrative of progress, innovation, and prosperity. The first step towards rebuilding and rebranding Africa lies in reorganizing and recognizing the vast potential that lies within our borders that were created by people. Africa is home to some of the fastest growing economies in the world, with a youthful and dynamic population that is hungry for change. Our natural resources, from mineral wealth to renewable energy sources, hold the key to sustainable development. Our cultural heritage, vibrant art, and diverse tourism opportunities make us a global destination. Our music is everywhere in the world. Every African American artist wants to collaborate with an African. That shows that we have something that the world needs. To truly rebuild and rebrand Africa, we must foster an environment that nurtures entrepreneurship, as the panelists have said, and innovation. We must invest in education, and I keep saying this because this is the bedrock of what we need to see. Education does not necessarily mean the four walls of a university. It does not mean the four walls of a college. It could be your home. It could be the skills you're learning. Skills development and research to empower our youth and equip them with the tools they need to succeed. We must create an enabling environment that attracts both domestic and foreign investment, fostering job creation and economic growth. Moreover, we must prioritize infrastructure development, connectivity, and technological advancement. A robust and reliable infrastructure network will not only enhance intra-African trade, but also facilitate greater regional integration. By investing in cutting-edge technologies, we can leapfrog development stages and position Africa as a leader in the digital stage. We cannot be talking about rebranding Africa and rebuilding Africa, and then we still have issues with visas traveling across Africa. We cannot be talking about rebranding and rebuilding Africa, and then it is more expensive to travel within Africa than it is to travel outside of Africa. However, rebuilding and rebranding Africa is not solely the responsibility of the government. It requires a collective effort from all stakeholders, civil society and private sector, international partners, and most importantly, the African people. We must unite under a common vision driven by the belief that a better future is within our grasp. I call upon all Africans here, leaders, brothers, sisters, citizens, friends of Africa, to join hands and embark on this transformative journey. Let us embrace our shared values of unity, resilience, and determination to rebuild and rebrand the Africa we so desire. Let us showcase the ingenuity and creativity that has been an integral part of our heritage for centuries. Together we can build a continent that is prosperous, peaceful, and respected at a global stage. The time for action is now. Let us seize the moment, shape a future where Africa thrives, where our people flourish, and where our potential is fully realized. It is time for Africa to be seen. It is time for Africa to be heard. It is time for Africans to be outstanding. Thank you.
I am Piero Lumumba from Kenya. I take this opportunity to thank and congratulate the great sons and daughters of Africa who are gathered today in Accra, Ghana, on the occasion of an award ceremony that celebrates Africa's sons and daughters who have excelled in different sectors. It is iconic that the ceremony is taking place in Accra, Ghana, the land of the great Osagyefo Kwame Nkrumah. It is iconic because it is in that land I am Piero Lumumba from Kenya. I take this opportunity to thank and congratulate the great sons and daughters of Africa who are gathered today in Accra, Ghana, on the occasion of an award ceremony that celebrates Africa's sons and daughters who have excelled in different sectors. It is iconic that the ceremony is taking place in Accra, Ghana, the land of the great Osagyefo Kwame Nkrumah. It is iconic because it is in that land that the spirit of Pan-Africanism was born. And it is in that land that we must reignite our Pan-Africanism. African spirit. I thank the organizers of the occasion for recognizing me and others, because such recognition serves not only to give us the energy that we need, but it also massages our egos in a special way, and when an ego is massaged, then it moves in the right direction. God bless you and congratulations to you all.